What's going on, guys? It's Johnny God back again with another video for you guys. This time we're doing a Kimetsu no YAIBA chapter review, chapter 142. You know, this is a series I've been following for a long time. I'm a big fan of this. I look at it as the new Bleach, but personally I like it better than Bleach. You know, I ever since Bleach was gone, you know, I've been searching for an anime with that, you know, that's really good, that deals with swords and shit. So when I found Kimetsu no Yaiba, I would say about a year ago, you know, I fell in love with it, and I've been reading it every week ever since. So you know, I'm glad to, you know, this is my chance to make a chapter review. You know, I don't know if I'm going to continuously make chapter reviews, but if you want me to make chapter reviews of this, you know, subscribe, you know, make a comment, be like, you know, keep making these videos. So let's just jump right into this chapter. So wait, before we start, you know, the thing about doing a chapter reviews about a manga that hasn't had an anime out is it's hard to pronounce these names. So, you know, I might be pronouncing these wrong. I'm sorry about that. But okay, let's move on. So in this video, also I have my phone here so I can just look at their names to make sure I remember them correctly. So we got a backstory of the Upper Moon 2 Doma, I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Doma. So we got a backstory about this character. You know, really, this character is not that complex. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. He's really not that complex at all. So basically, his backstory is that, you know, when he was born, you know, he had super weird eyes and he had weird hair. So his parents basically thought he was like a god or something, and he can hear the voices of gods and shit like that. So people worshipped him, and you know what's strange? You know what? I take that back. His character is kind of complex, but not too much, but kind of. You know, it's weird that when he was a child, when people would worship him, he would be like, "You're a fucking dumbass," in his head. Like, it's really weird for a child to think like that, and it was weird because as a child he was thinking, you know what? I don't hear the voices of gods. I don't hear none of that shit. You know what? Gods are fake. There's no afterlife. All that shit is fake.
Despair! Death and despair! Death!
And he's looking at the adults. He's like, you know, you guys been living for like 30 years and you guys haven't figured that out yet. So basically, he looks at salvation as death. So he's like, you know what? I feel bad for you guys. So I'm gonna murder you guys and just kill you. So, you know, I guess that's his backstory. You know, we didn't even get to see how he met the leader of the demons. I forgot his name, but you guys know the leader of the demons. You know, we didn't see how he met him so far, but we seen that when he was like a worshiper, when he was like a god figure, he would kill those people as a way of saving them. Also, Doma, the insect pillar, we get to see a little bit of her flashback. We get to see a little bit of her sister. It's funny because last chapter 141, you know, we had a flashback. Like the first chapter was a flashback, and we see her sister, her older sister, like dying, and I was super confused for a second because I thought her sister that was dying, I thought it was Doma. So I was like, what the fuck, like how many chapters did I skip? But I was like, no, that was a flashback. I was confused. It's hard to keep tell because they look so similar. The three sisters, they look so similar, like I can't even tell who's who most of the time. So when they flashback, I was super confused. I was like did I miss a chapter or something? But, you know, let's just talk about the fight. So the fight is pretty good. You know, I like how she uses poison to kill her enemies. You know, it's not like the other demon slayers where, you know, they can use brute force and they can just cut a demon's head off, and that's how demon slayers kill demons. But you know, she is small, she's weak, she has small hands, she doesn't really have the power to cut the demon's head off. So that's why she specializes in poison. So I just really like how she has different types of poison with her, and like in the sheath of her sword, she can just switch out the poisons. I'm not entirely sure how she can like fit like multiple different types of poison in the sheath of her sword. I don't get how she can like switch it out. I don't get how that works. But you know, basically she has that ability where she can just change up her poison, be like, all right, if this poison don't work, she can be like, okay, switch it up, or see if this poison works. So that's how it goes. So the first time she used the poison on I already forgot this guy's name. The second Doma, yeah. The first time she used the poison on Doma, you know, it seemed to be really effective. He started coughing up blood. It seemed like he was about to die, but he was like, psych, I'm not about to die. He was like, nah. He's like, you're gonna have to try better than that. She's like, okay. She's like, all right, you know what? I seen this coming. So boom, I'm gonna do some more poison, and it's fucked up because, you know, the more times you use the poison, the less effective it is. So it's to the point where the poison is barely even affected Doma. Doma doesn't even really seem to be affected by the poison that much anymore. So, you know, and the crazy thing about, you see, this is so unprofessional. I forgot this chick's name again. Kocho. Okay, my bad. Forgive me. So Kocho, the fucked up, the thing about this is she is in a horrible condition. You know, the chapter said her ribs were broken. Her lung is punctured. That means she got a stab wound in the lungs. I don't know how she's alive. She got some broken bones, and she's losing a shit ton of blood. So, you know, Doma, like he's like, bitch, how are you still alive right now? He's like, are you even human? He's like, you should be dead right now. You got a puncture wound in your lungs. That's definitely some internal bleeding. You got internal bleeding and external bleeding. You know, your ribs are cracked. You know, you're losing a ton of blood. How are you even standing right now, much less being alive? So, you know, and the thing about Domo, his demon art technique is, you know, he can take your blood, turn it into ice, and the ice turns into vapor, something like that, and it stays in the air, and if you inhale that causes damage to your lungs, and it tires you out. So, his ability is kind of complex. I want to see what some more abilities he has. But, you know, this fight is really intense, and it's crazy how the chapter ends off. So the chapter ends off like, you know, Kocho, she's about to fucking die. Then she has a vision of her sister. Her sister is like, no, you can't give up. You still got some more left in you. She's like, all right, you know, I'm gonna fuck this nigga up. So she's like, one last attack, and she goes in and stabs him, and that's how the chapter ends. You know, she's like, you know, one last poison right to his neck. So she goes in for that attack. You know, the last chapter of the panel is shot kind of weird, you know, because, you know, we have an above view of her stabbing him. So we don't really know for sure if she really got the neck. You know, she could have got the mouth, or she could have got the chest. You know, we don't know for sure, you know. So next chapter we will figure out if she was able to actually inflict the killing blow and hit him in the neck. So, you know, I'm excited for that. You know, I'm really worried about the series because it's like, I don't want it to end, because it feels like it's fucking ending. You know, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a long running series like Naruto or One Piece or anything like that. You know, this manga might be only up to like 230. You know, it might end at chapter 230 or something, or sooner than that. You know, it doesn't really seem like it's gonna drag out. You know, we're really on the final arc of Kimetsu no Yaiba, so I will try my best to keep reviewing this. Thanks for watching. Johnny God, out.